Welcome back, everybody. The last time we left the Manzanita mine, the door was strapped in place and waiting to be hung. So today we're going to try our hand at forging some of our own hinges for this door. And since I've never forged anything before, we're going to call this episode Forged in Failure, just in case. We're going to be making our own hinges out of 1.5 wide, 1/8 inch thick, 3 foot long steel strap. This is our rotary roaster, which is convertible into a cooktop. And we'll put this old piece of mattress or something over the top to hold the heat in. Didn't take long for the metal to heat up. You can see it sagging there. It's about ready to be bent. Let's take it over to the table and get working. Now this is a bending jig that I set up just to make it easier to reproduce 3 similar hinges. And this is how it works. Put the piece of hot metal in. We put the piece of hot metal in. There you go. And we give it a bend. Get the first bend in. Now we need to bend the hinge pin boss in. Just wrap it around. Keep going. There you go. And that's roughly 1 hinge. We have some more work to do on it. So we take it to our anvil. But yeah, it works, whatever. And we hammer it out. Check the pin diameter. It's a little sloppy. It's amazing how easily hot metal works over cold metal. The hot metal was quite easy to form and move, so it made this job actually kind of fun. It's still a little sloppy, so we'll tighten it up a little bit more and call it good. And that's good. Now we just need to flatten things out and true it up so it's square and even, so I can weld up the sides of the hinge, hold it together a little bit better. I'm going to use a little arc welder to weld it. I'm not going to do any force welding. Well, that's 1 down. I just have to do that 2 more times and I'll have myself a set of 3 hinges. Ooh, look, there they are. They're all exactly identical. Look at that. Beautiful job for a first-timer. Well, now we're going to do some welding on them, give them some more structural strength. Welding these 2 pieces of 1/8 inch thick metal together will give us an effective 1/4 inch thick piece of metal. And this will help prevent the loop that I just hammered into it from stretching, elongating, or deforming. So I'm going to speed this up. My welding is terrible. I hate watching it myself. But we'll get through it quick. Well, once I'd gotten all 3 straps welded, I took the slag hammer to it to knock the slag off. Actually, I was quite surprised. There was weld that stuck to steel. It wasn't just slag holding the metal together. So apparently I must be getting better. Alright, well, these hinges are done. We're going to take them up to the Manzanita now with the generator and some tools and get this door hung. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break and listen to this guy, this Swami guy, Swami Shral. He says he's got something to talk about, so we'll give him his 60 seconds of glory. And now, Deep Thoughts on Mining with Swami Shral. Welcome back, my children. Today's topic deals with getting your wife to help you dig the mine. In the great tome of mining knowledge, it is suggested that if you anger your wife, hand her a shovel and point her in the direction of the mine, she will work out her aggressions by digging. Of course, you may wind up with a lump on your head from the business end of the shovel. Tread carefully with this one, and please subscribe. This has been Deep Thoughts on Mining with Swami Shral. Swami Shral is not a real Swami, nor does he play one on TV. His views do not necessarily reflect the views of this channel, nor of anyone else. Is that guy serious? Jeez, he's going to get somebody killed. Oh, well, here we are at the door. Drilling our first pin. Fitting it in the hole. And I prefer to hang doors this size in situ, which means in place. So we got to square the door up, give it the rise we need off the ground, and bolt the hinges to it while it's standing in place. It's a lot easier that way. You don't have misalignments or holes drilled in the wrong place. And plus you don't have to take that door and manhandle it and move it around. That goober's 300 pounds. I hurt my back the other day just lifting it into place. So I've got this sped up so you don't have to worry about spending all day watching it, even though that's about how long it took me to hang it. But I'll let it play out, and if you want to, you can skip forward. Now, because there is a gap at the side of the door in places, I'm able to reach around and put the nut on the inside of the door. But we'll be filling in those side gaps with concrete in the next couple of days. That way it'll keep it mud tight. Now the first bolt going through the strap right next to the hinge pin, that just goes through the 2x4, but the next bolt over actually goes through the 2x4 on the front and then the 4x4 which is on the back. So it has a very good snug connection. This strap that I'm putting on here will help prevent the door from sagging and racking when it gets wet, I hope. But it looks cool anyway. I'm putting these hinges about 1.5 feet apart. That serves 2 purposes, of course, to distribute the weight of the door more evenly. And it's also a marker that if we do get mud flow in there, we can see how much mud we need to dig out. And right now I'm just leveling out the ground out in front of the door, and moving some of the rocks that catch under the door as I try and open it. But we do have rail tracks that we need to contend with, so the door floats just above the rail tracks, and we need to keep the dirt cut down to the rail track level or less. Now I'm installing the rest of the bolts and tightening them up. We'll wait a few days and come back and give them another cinch up because the wood will compress over time. Well, here's the door and the hinges in its finished glory. Top hinge, middle hinge, and then the bottom hinge. You notice the top and the bottom hinge are a little bit longer. That's just to give it a little more strength. And of course our vertical members that will help hopefully keep the door from racking or sagging. But at least it's, ornamentally sound. Yeah, it looks like shit. I mean, it looks okay. And we've got one more thing to do, and that's to take care of the roof over the top of the door. So what we did is we just went up there with some 2x4s and ran them across the top with a slope to them to help drain water off. And then we coated them with roof sealer. That'll help prevent the wood from rotting. And once the roof sealer sets up, we're going to go and put about a 2-inch thick coat of concrete on the top to seal it to the rock and to give it some strength against rock impact if something does fall on it. Well, that's it for now. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can make a donation through my Patreon page. Details are in the description below. See ya!